fucking a girl for the first time. Like,
Whoa. What's your statement? White girls have loose sperm?
what? As a father, you need to teach your son how to be a man. Welcome back to BNC. We're out here again. Run it up. Likes, comment, share, you know the thing. Anyway, today we have... Oh, thank you. We have Jordan. Thank you for coming on.
He's our devil's advocate today.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Jordan.
21. Oh, yeah, 22.
He don't even know his age.
I forget. 22. I work in care. And I love a good debate. What can I say?
That's true. He does love a good debate.
That's what he's here for today.
Yep. So, first of all, I want to ask you guys your thoughts on what is a good mother or father? Like, personally, would you describe a good mother as?
An unconditional, loving, supporting figure.
Simi?
I would agree with him, but I'd also add on someone who can listen and does listen. Okay. You know how like some people always jump to like fight or say something, when some people just want someone to listen.
That's true. Some parents are ignorant; they don't listen to their kids. That's what they end up in fuckery. But I get that. Okay. So would you say by being a good mother or father, it also transcends into you being a good parent?
You've lost me there.
So is being a good mother or father meaning that you're a good parent?
I'd believe so, yeah.
Why?
Because ultimately, a parent's job is to guide their child through the world. Not only guide them, but teach them lessons that will, take them further, if that makes sense.
Mm.
And so as long as, and to domesticate them, realistically, a parent's job is to domesticate their child into society so they are accepted by the wider society. And if you have fulfilled that job as a parent, then I would say that you are a good parent.
Okay. But you can't say someone can be a good mother or father and doesn't do those things, right? So, for example, you can be a good mother by providing food, roof, clothes on somebody's back, all these things, but necessarily not actually a parent by being there to deal with issues your child is going through, like talking to them, encouraging them, obviously teaching them to, like you said, domesticate them to society and fight for what they want and all that kind of things. But you can be a good mother without actually doing any of that.
Not necessary, because...
Would you...
Cool. To give an example then, would you say that fathers who provide child support to single mothers are good fathers?
No, because that's bare minimum.
Oh, there we go.
True. But...
Yeah, because your example was clothes on the back, roof over your head, food on your table, bare minimum.
Yeah.
So then how would that make you a
okay.
good parent? Good. By providing the bare minimum, that doesn't make you a good person. That makes you bar standard.
But yeah, that's a good father. It's some people's preference, isn't it? To me, that steps to being a good father. But to be a parent, to me, is something completely different.
I don't think achieving the bar standard deserves a pat on the back.
Are you sure?
100%. Because to run in another example, I speak to a lot of people who are in different relationships, and they tell me how those go, and they say, "Oh, this person does this for me, and they do that for me, and they do X, Y, and Z." For example, not small stuff, but like bar standard things, i.e., not going, say, the extra length to be a good person. Like, anyone is realistically a good person by achieving the bar standard, but it's like, no, really. Because, okay, for example, everyone's living the day to day, all right? And everyone is an average person doing the bar standard. But if you went out your way to, I don't know, support a charity, for example, that's you going the extra mile, doing something that you isn't required of you,
Yeah.
and above the bar standard, making you a quote unquote good person. When people go out their way for you, you consider them a good person. When they're living their normal life and their day to day and they're not even interacting with you, you don't consider them a good person. You just say, oh, this is another person in my life. That's it.
Really? I don't think so. To be honest.
Really?
No, because just because you're not doing something for me doesn't mean you're not a good person.
It doesn't have to be for you specifically, but I mean, if they're just not doing anything for anyone, they're just doing their own thing. Which, don't get me wrong, it's not essentially selfish, but it's like they're an average person. I wouldn't say they're a good person.
So a good person basically
has to do extracurricular stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. No, 100%.
So basically everyone else is on an average level if they're not doing that extra.
So, but that's what makes everyone average, isn't it? Doing the extra makes you above average, above
but
the
there's people that do the extra that's not above average though.
For example.
Like, just like you're saying, like people are helping people, but they're just still like, for example, people that support charities, do charity work, all that kind of stuff, but they're still normal people. They're not above the average people. Other people help in other ways, just by even giving instead, but they might not be doing all this charity work. They might not be donating.
If I may, the key word right there that you just said is giving.
Yeah.
If you're doing your average day to day, minding your own business, you are bar standard. You are average. By doing the act of giving, you're going the extra mile, making you above bar standard, making you a good person.
So are you a good person or
Yes.
an average?
No, 100% yes.
What makes you a good person?
Good question.
It's no, because it's one of those things where it's like I don't want to toot my own horn.
Just toot your horn.
Toot if you have to.
No.
Toot your horn.
Let's be honest.
I'm not going to toot my own horn,
Why
but
not?
it's one of those things where it's, for example, if anybody, say, asks a favor, consider it done. It's not, I don't see it as A, me going out my way, or B, something that is, I have to do. But it's one of those things where it's like, well, I got the time, I can do it, I have, the capabilities to do it, so I might as well.
Yeah.
And it's, doing something like that without the thought of gaining anything in return, which would therefore, make you a good person.
Okay. But going back to my point about being a good parent. So personally, I believe you can do more than the average. Give your kid whatever in it, like the most. But in my views, if you're not there for that child, like mentally and emotionally, at the end of the day, you're not a good parent. No matter, you could buy them a fucking mansion to me. Like, they could have the best education, best clothes, best friends, best nanny, best whoever in it. Like, if you're not interacting with that child or spending time or being around that child and teaching that child certain things and like basically putting your beliefs and views and steering that child in a certain direction, I don't think you're a good parent. You might be a good mom and dad, but not a good parent in my eyes.
I mean, well, that could dictate the bar standard for what a good parent could be. Because also, I say that's the thing, I'm saying bar standard a lot, and obviously it shifts from a category of person to person. Obviously, depending on social status, where you're born, what kind of privilege you're born into, and so on and so forth. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, cool. You say you're ridiculously rich. You have a child. You give them everything there is in the world, but you pay them no attention. Right there, I wouldn't. That is, as you said before, you providing them with roof over their head, clothes on their back, food on their table, plus other materialistic stuff. But to me, that is still bar standard. That is what is required as you, as a parent, for bringing another life into the world. That is just what is required of you.
But most people wouldn't see that as that is required. Well, it is required, but as they will see it as in they gave them everything. Like your parents done all this for you, and some kids or get accused of being ungrateful for how they react to it, or well, they turn out spoiled anyway. But yeah, in society, some people think that that's being a good parent. That's being a good parent. You know, they did this for you. They went out, they worked, they provide all this for you, so you don't have to struggle. But to me, yeah, that's all great, isn't it? Like your kids didn't struggle as much as you did. Everyone's trying to do that, but at the end of the day, your kid probably don't know who he is or she is.
Mhm.
So I think that's why people lack that parental knowledge of actually like being there. Sometimes not buying people things. Like I think coming from the Caribbean as well, a lot of people in the Caribbean have this mentality of buying their kids things and thinking that's it. I'm a good mom, I'm a good dad, and that's gonna solve the issue. It's not.
No, because it's the same as the saying teach a man to fish.
Yeah.
Well, if you break that down for a second, okay, cool. If you give someone a fishing rod but don't teach them to fish, you can give them the most expensive boat, rod, bait, whatever, and they will possibly catch, some but not a lot of fish or not a lot of great type of fish. But if you truly teach them the skills, then they will possibly come back with more than, if someone was provided with all of those type of resources. So, as I say, guiding your child into the world and teaching them how to navigate the world is, that's above the bar standard.
Okay. Simi, what are your thoughts on this?
I think at the end of the day, like kids, like I said, want someone there for them and to listen to them. I think you don't realise till you're older that you're like, oh, my mum and dad didn't do this or they didn't listen to me this. So I think kids, they literally, don't get me wrong, they want toys and stuff, but I think at the end of the day, like their mental and emotional development is what matters. I think you could look at children that grow up in like third world countries. They have like the bare minimum, but they're so happy as kids. Like they'll grow up saying, oh, like I didn't really have much. But I never see them being like really ungrateful or like I wanted this, I wanted that.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
all the support was there regardless. It was just that they wasn't provided with material stuff. So it's like...
Okay. I hear that. I understand. I agree with that as well. So, you was raised by a single parent?
No.
Single parent? Single parent. I'll say you was raised by both parents.
Both parents, but one of them left.
Okay.
Was like in and out when I was a little bit older.
So would you say your parents were your mom and dad being a good mom and dad?
I think they were very good mom and dads, but I think mom and dad.
Yeah.
But I think that there was areas that lacked.
So were they a good parent though?
Yeah.
They were a good mom and dad and a good parent.
I think one of them wasn't a good parent. And a good person, to be honest. My bad.
Jordan, how about you?
100%, yeah. I do think...
Good mom and dad, good parent.
Yeah. Like, no argument there. Because I turned out great. So
Nice. Obviously, I was a single parent as well sometime. But I say, yeah, my mom was a good mom. My dad was all right, but my dad wasn't a good parent to me. Like, I don't think some people know how to be parents.
No.
They don't. Some people don't know how to be parents, bro. I'm telling you.
I think some people hold a grudge on their kids. Like, take, for example, my dad. He didn't want to see or give his kids really nice things because he didn't grow up with nice things. So why should my children have nice things? Was his mentality.
That's a bit crazy.
Yeah.
That is a bit crazy. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Drop the bomb.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't get me wrong, like my dad did do extracurricular stuff with me, but he didn't give a shit at the end of the day. Like he buggered off at the end of the day.
Yeah, I hear that. I agree with that.
I mean, I feel like I'd say that whole thing boils down to circumstance. Because like I'm not
Elaborate.
gonna air out my stuff, but I know exactly why my dad left, and I looked at as I grew older and fully understood the situation, I can understand why he did. So it's like it's something I can fully relate to. So there's no, for lack of better phrasing, grudge to be held against him for it.
No, I get that. But I'm talking in the way of nobody's left. Like for my example, don't get me wrong. My mom did leave for a bit, but my dad was around, but he still wasn't a good parent, if that makes sense. Like he was there, literally across the road, but he wasn't a good parent. My grandparents was parents. Then my mom came. My mom became a parent because she wasn't a parent all the time because she had no one to look after. I wasn't there with her. She became a parent, but I'm just saying, my dad was around, but at the same time, he wasn't a good parent. He was a good father. I had money for school uniform, all that kind of stuff. But for actually being a parent to me, no, that was my granddad. So that's what I'm saying. Some people don't know how to be parents.
And that's what that's where you lost me a bit. Because what do you mean don't know how to be?
They don't know how to, like Simi said, listen to their kids, understand their kids, and put this egotistical mentality of I have the power, I am the parent, I got you out of the equation to actually understand what your child is saying to them.
I mean, but you grew up in a different generation, so.
Oh, here we go.
It's like, no. In the sense that, because, you know, I was raised in Jamaica for a good portion of my life. So it's one of those things where, you know, it's the mentality, from what I see, the mentality is I provide you with bar standard and you take the bar standard and do something good with it because it's for your benefit. And
I agree with that.
And that's kind of it.
But
so it's like the mentality is basically you being, in their eyes, you being a good child is taking the resources that they've provided you, even though they are the bar standard, and making something great out of it. And that is your responsibility.
I understand that.
So it kind of makes sense to, you know, why the whole thing came about. I'm not saying fully support it, but, you know, it you know, I can understand the perspective. Yeah.
Fair point. But I still think they need to do more than the bar standard. As you said, from bringing a child in this world, you need to do more than the bar standard.
I mean,
do you?
Yeah, but it's one of those things where it's like that. It's taught, if that makes sense. Like my relationship with my mother, I'd say initially she was a good mother, not a good parent. But as time went on, I would say that her children, myself included, taught her how to be a good parent due to, you know, trials and tribulations.
I agree with that. I resonate with that because, like, my mom started raising me from 10, so she didn't know how to be a parent all that time. So she had to learn while I was going up in my teens, and over time, she got it. So I do agree with that, but I don't know. I just think as men, as overall as well, men should step up. I'm just saying.
I don't know what you mean by step.
Like,
I feel like some men, they just expect the woman to do everything.
That.
Like emotionally, physically. Like they just think they're the provider of like finances and a home.
Look, a mum cannot teach me how to be a man. They can't. And when I'm saying about being a good parent, as a father, you need to teach your son how to be a man. Not doing that, I'm sorry, you're not a good parent by not doing that.
Same for a woman as well, though. They need their father to teach them how a man treats a woman. Because that's where I also fucking lacked. Because I didn't know how a man's supposed to treat a woman, so I had very bad relationships with men. Because of my bad relationship with my father. So I think that father figure is so important for everyone in the family.
I mean, it's because you're saying that a father is important to say teach their child how to be a man, but it's can you dive into that? What do you mean by how to be a man?
How to react to certain situations, how to compose yourself, control your emotion, teaching what a man's supposed to do. Like, for example, a lot of people grew up without fathers, right? Some of them turned out great, some of them didn't. Some of them turned out and helped their mom and loved their mom to the world because she was the one that was there. But some of them turned around and abused their mom. They mistreat their mom. The mom can't speak to them because there's not a father figure in the house to put him in line when he's at that age. Mom can't do that. If I go crazy when I was great, my mom could keep me in line. She has no chance, bro. You need a man around to teach, even if they're not together. A man should be that much present in that child's life so he can teach him certain things, how to behave and act and carry himself going through life. So there's certain things a woman can't teach a male child. They just can't do it because they're not a male.
For example, that's what I'm looking for.
It's even with
Shaving your beard.
like fucking a girl for the first time. Like,
Whoa.
no, not like seriously.
Here,
like,
son.
I mean, I hope you didn't get a demonstration of that. I'll be honest.
Nah, I did it still. But even for that example, my mom can't tell me how to do that for the first time. Like, seriously. You just can't. When somebody's picking you at school and you're in fights, my mom can't tell me how to deal with that situation.
I think
She's never been in that situation.
That's also the same thing for, obviously, females that grow up with a male, a dad,
Yeah.
and they don't have a mother around. It's like,
True.
how does the girl do female stuff of, like, she can't go to her father about a period or something. She'd be embarrassed as it's a male. So it's like certain things you literally cannot teach to the other gender because it's firstly awkward to them and you don't really know. Like, you'll have some base about it, but you can't teach them.
I mean, I see those situations as they're only as awkward as you make them.
Yeah, but it's a child.
I grew up mainly single mother, so it's one of those things where I don't know. It's like to me, because I'm an open person as it is, so I don't tell my mom exactly everything. But
I tell mine everything.
Not exactly everything, but I tell her near enough. Call it 97% of everything. So it's one of those things where it just depends on how you brought up with certain boundaries. That makes sense. So I don't know. In my house, there's next to no boundaries. So it's like anything is open to discussion, and anything that happens in the house is pretty much everyone's business.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's those type of interactions, or I'm in a situation of X, Y, and Z. How do I navigate it? I can go to her, and she'll give me her input. Yes, and if she can't, then she'll bring or call in someone who is a male who can then break down that situation to me.
And that's a good parent. But so my overview on it all is so regardless if you are together or you're not, even if somebody leaves out the relationship, I just think mom or dad should be involved in that child life to an extent where they have that connection and that emotional relationship that person can come to you so you can guide them and do your job as a parent to them, even though you're not living with them. That is my overall view on it. And if you're not trying to do that, in my eyes, you're not really a good parent.
Okay, yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, 100%.
Cool. So I'm glad we're on the same page.
Hooray.
So now this whole PlayStation controller thing that went down to the Titanic.
Logitech, Mike.
Logitech craft that went. Oh, sorry. Richard Branson is charging $200 same price to go to space. Yeah, it's called Virgin Global.
There's so many memes. There's even a bloody helicopter that goes to Mars. I'm like, what the
That is
fuck?
crazy.
The only person I trust to take me into space is Musk. That's it.
I don't trust no one.
Nobody takes
What's a no
space,
one?
bruh.
What do you mean? This man's already got like how much stuff up there already.
Do you think the moon landing's real? I don't.
No, I don't think none of that.
Have you seen the video? They're all like bouncing, like they've got strings attached to them. So stupid.
Look at it this way. Look at it this way. Yeah.
No comment.
If we
You have to comment.
do a call on WhatsApp, right? Half the time I can't even hear you. But man's on the moon, just pick up the phone. Like, yep, I'm here. Really?
Are
Who
you really?
picked up the phone on the moon?
Really? Like,
Are you gonna compare? Are you gonna sit here?
like communication's so bad on Earth, but it's so great in space.
Are you really gonna?
I'm
sit
really
here?
gonna-
Are you really gonna sit here
Yeah.
and compare your WhatsApp?
Yes,
your
I
phone
am.
or
I am.
WhatsApp
I am.
To
I am.
millions of because they're
Doesn't it have to bounce to go to space though? Anyway.
Bounce. What do you mean?
by satellite.
Oh,
So it's you're pretty much meeting halfway. It's the same. Okay.
Should cut down the distance.
Okay. So basically they're already shooting messages into space, trying to get in contact with alien life forms or whatever. That is fact. They're already doing that. And if you're gonna tell me that
there's proof.
they're shooting messages into deep space and they can't even make it to the moon, that means you can't believe the first without believing the second. So you comparing the whole, my connection down here is trash. How the hell could they make it all the way up there? It just doesn't compute in my mind.
I don't know. It don't sit right with me. I just think whatever they're showing the public is not the complete truth.
So do you think they landed on the moon?
Yeah. yeah, 100%.
Really?
What benefit would it bring? They've already touched down on many. They've already got rovers on different planets. So why would they find the need to lie about a moon landing? There's nothing up there.
Have you seen the interviews of the people
That went there.
who went there? They don't know. They're so confused in the interview. They're like,
There's nothing up. What is people are like? Oh, what's it like on the moon?
It's just
You
rocks and dust.
describe it.
Fucking rock and dirt, like, and people go, and
but
so it's like
the rocks would be different from down here.
And you'd be like, oh, like
It's a
I can see
moon
other
rock.
planets. I
Yeah.
can see this. I can sense that. Like it was just none
Describe
of
the
that. They were just
atmosphere, the
they were
gravity,
just
the
sitting
this,
there.
that. Nothing. No information.
They're astronauts.
No information?
Not English literature.
No, not it's not lit.
Not literature.
Bare
fucking-
minimum.
Not literature,
bare
but
minimum.
still, come on, bruv. You experience something. You must can describe it to an extent.
I was in space. I felt light. I was jumping and that. There's rocks. There's grey rocks
Can we
on
can we
dust.
do a GoFundMe to send Jordan up in space?
You would love that.
I would love that.
You would love that.
Document it for us.
I will, because it just doesn't.
So I also think that the submarine was on purpose to kill them. You can argue with me.
Why?
Hmm?
Why?
Because the people on board, don't factorize me, but I don't know the actual things. But they knew too much information about stuff in terms of like finances.
I did research, and one of them is from here. He's a billionaire.
One of
There
them's
was
from
only
India.
one billionaire on there.
India's the most richest man, I think, was on there as well.
No, it's two. Yeah, India was under one from here. Both
Hmm.
billionaires. The rest are just millionaires.
And you think the whole thing was just
On
I
purpose.
don't know. I don't know.
I think it was on
details of it.
purpose.
I just think it's stupid.
what is there to gain from that?
Killing rich people.
No, but that's my point. What is there to gain from that?
Because the people upstairs are like that. A high party.
I know the guy. So the guy that's from here, from the UK, he was saying he wanted to do it because that's another accolade under his belt to something that he's done. That's his reason for going.
He went to space as
see.
well, right? One of them did, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
That was one of his accolades. He wanted to say he's done all that kind of shit. But in my eyes, if I'm seeing at this flimsy tank,
Hmm.
yeah, that's bolted from the outside with a small little space, and you piss through the hole that runs down into the ocean, and you got a Logitech, a little plastic controller, and you have apparently multiple controllers. First of all, you having multiple controllers does not reassure me because that means it can break.
I just don't know why they didn't have like an inbuilt system. That's the one thing that doesn't.
Yeah, but it's never gone down there before. Why would you want to be a
No,
guinea pig?
it's been down there twice apparently. It's been down there twice.
But I swear it went with like professional.
Yeah, it's been down there twice. But then you have to sign a waiver, so you might die.
Oh,
And that didn't raise no red flags?
Well, I mean, you sign a waiver for like casual extreme
skydiving,
sports.
isn't it?
I've never been.
Yeah,
but
skydiving, that's a bit different.
it's
You're
not.
going 12,000 feet under the ocean, bro. You see the pressure of that. When that implodes, it's like,
Yeah,
dead.
yeah. Well, at least you know it was instant. You know, if that brings
Yeah,
you.
but same
kind
with
of-
diving.
Huh?
Same with skydiving.
Mm,
If your parachute don't go, you're dead.
I'm landing on my shore at least trying to survive.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
trying to survive. But you can't try to survive down there. What we can do?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, why would you want to go see it anyway?
They're rich, innit? Like, it's money's not an
Nothing
option for
better
them.
to do. They're bored.
So the guy that took his son down there for Father's Day gift. So was he a good father for taking him down there? Furthermore,
Christ.
was no, seriously. Furthermore,
He's a shit father.
the
He
mom
killed
that
him.
gave up her seat to give the son for Father's Day for the dad gift, was she a good mother?
She's balling.
All I'm gonna say is you're gonna fire a lot of people.
Huh?
You're gonna fire a lot of people with that statement.
She's balling though, no?
Alone?
I mean,
That's lonely at the top.
I think it's the thought that counts, really. The intentions behind it were good. They never said, "Oh, come on, son, let's go look at the Titanic and potentially get."
Bruv,
crash."
it's 12,500 feet under the ground
It's
in
under
a
the
little
ocean.
flimsy tank. Fam, but did you see it?
Yeah,
That didn't raise no red flags to anyone.
I mean, they say it's been down there. You said it's been down
Yeah,
there twice.
this has been down there twice.
But they went with like professional people, like divers and stuff, didn't it?
Don't get me wrong, the owner of the company was on it.
Well, there we go. If the owner of the company test rides his own product and survives, you got to think to yourself, well, he risked his life to prove that it's safe. Well, you know, what are the chances that it's not?
Yeah, but my life is more important than his, bruv.
That's not the point.
I just find it mind blowing. Like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm not that adventurous or some shit like that. That's crazy.
Okay. So you're gonna tell me that if they came out with the world's fastest drag racing car, and
I'm
they
in.
were like, you see,
That's different.
The jet car.
That's different, though.
and
the
they-
jet cars.
We're on
the
four
thing,
wheels and on
really.
land. That's different.
anything can go wrong.
Yeah, but we're on 4 wheels on land.
Anything can go wrong.
We're not, bruv, we're not made to be in water underneath. We're not fishes. Why are we down there?
There's so much less that could go wrong though compared to that.
Thank you. There's a lot
the
less.
risk
bruv.
is so much higher going down on Earth than it is.
I mean, there's risk to everything. So it's like, you know, saying that, oh, the risk here is, it's like you risk your life stepping through your front door every day.
Of course they
It's-
do.
Yeah, so it's like,
Let's risk it even more. 12,000 feet underwater.
I just
Two-
find it a bit crazy, man.
it's had 2 test runs, not even test runs. It's been down there twice. It's safe to that extent, all right? It hasn't, to my knowledge, had a recorded fail after those 2 tests, after those 2 dives. So why would you think that it'd mess up the third time?
Because it was planned.
I'm just saying, for millionaires and billionaires, you couldn't afford something better to fucking go down there, that knowing that your life could be in danger. Like, seriously.
I think they had a better chance building a ship themselves.
Is what you'd imagine, but I'd believe that it's like I'd believe, because as you said, the pressure down there is immense. So I don't think it's as simple as, you know, slap a couple of sheets of iron on there and hope for the best.
I hear that.
So why go down there?
Well, because as I said, so these people have obviously done the research. They've built the thing. They've ran it down there twice. It has been proven to be safe before, obviously, this whole thing. So then
I think
you wouldn't factor in the risk of, okay, let's, like, when you test drive a car and say you buy it straight out the lot, you don't think to yourself, is there a part missing from this car? You don't think, are the brake lines connected? Because you've test drove the
Yeah,
bloody
he
thing.
test
So you
drove it,
wouldn't
yeah.
think to yourself, after the test drive, it may not be safe because you've experienced. Not
Yeah, but even
experienced
if
it
they're not
yourself, but-
working, you could just go into like a bush or something. Not crash, like into nothing, oblivion.
I think even with the submarine thing, it's been done twice, but it hasn't been to that depth before.
Oh, is it?
It didn't go. That's
Oh.
sea bottom. It went.
Well, that's news to me.
So yeah, like if that shit didn't click in your head, like
Yeah, but the pressure wasn't the reason for it failing.
oh yeah, it wasn't.
So
That's
then-
what killed him. Yeah, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
the
but then
Xbox controller was.
Logitech.
they have great mouses and keyboards. By the way,
Not controllers.
Clearly. Gosh.
Jesus. But no, yeah. So it's that was a technical failure, and if the issue was you saying they've never been to that depth, and if the depth was the issue, then I'd be like fair enough. But it was a technical failure, so there's no way to kind of say that. I don't want to say that it was their fault or it wasn't their fault. That's the issue.
It was their fault.
No, but I mean, if it's never happened before, it's like you wouldn't imagine it happening again.
Yeah, it's something that don't cross your mind.
Yeah, like
I get that.
Like you've never been attacked by a tiger wandering down the street. So if you were to walk out the door now and get jumped by a tiger, you'd think to yourself, "What the fuck?"
True.
It'd
True.
take you by surprise. So it's it's not within your mind.
They should have done what Rick Ross said. Put it on a chain. Rick Ross said, "Why did they attach it to a chain? What chain is going that long? That's fucking crazy." Nah, but I can only imagine what the mom's feeling. Obviously, she lost her son and her husband at the same time. I know there's probably a lot of self guilt and blame.
Oh yeah, survivor's guilt, man.
Yeah, so I'm not even gonna dig into it too much because yeah.
It's a bit.
That's why people, when the first memes came out, I was like, don't be so insensitive.
Yeah.
Because it was literally an hour after it happened. Everyone was making memes.
I mean,
It's the world we live in.
it's a terrible circumstance. The loss of human life is always terrible, but the circumstance in which it happened is ever so slightly funny. I'll be
Slightly is.
Imagine if
I'm not gonna lie,
like
it
the
is slightly.
internet was like that when the Twin Towers happened. They would be popping.
That would have been.
That would have been so peak.
Oi.
and there's still memes these days about it.
There is.
But apparently,
Yeah, I've
like
never seen that.
that was fake because conveniently enough, the finance people of that building owed or lost a load of money.
Yeah, I've seen that, but I don't think that actual crashing was like fake.
I think there was
I'm not gonna dive into
purpose
that one.
behind it. I think there's purpose behind a lot of things,
There is.
and that being a purpose, I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't do conspiracy theories. So I'll be honest. I don't.
Are you
dive
not a
into it.
believer?
Okay, the way that I put it is that obviously the government isn't telling us everything. I'm not gonna feign ignorance
100%.
and be like,
Are you
oh,
an NPC?
I'm not gonna feign ignorance and be like, oh yeah, the government's telling us everything. But it's one of those things where it's like the government as a whole, if they wanted to keep something secret, they would be able to, and
They do.
common people wouldn't be able to discover it, if that makes sense. So it's like all these conspiracies that go around. It's like
it's not common people that discover it. It's people that's inside leak it. They're in the organization.
yeah, but then it comes down to how believable is that? Because tomorrow I could hop on some random account and craft together some government documents and leak the mermaids are real and they've been discovered and they're the ones that took out the sub.
Sirens.
I should sink you both right now. So you believe that they're
There was a video leaked the other day where there was a sailor and he videoed sirens singing in the background.
What?
I've seen
Yeah.
that video, but that could be a number of things. There are many animals out there that mimic.
Yeah, but the ocean's fucking huge.
Yeah, but anything that's lived, anything that
So telling
hasn't.
me that like a siren couldn't be real.
I'm not going to say the possibility is impossible. It's zero, but there is a possibility of it existing. But for it to be surface level would be it'd be a very low chance of it to be on the surface level of the ocean, because we've discovered the surface level of the ocean. We haven't been down past a certain depth. So if sirens actually did exist, what reason would they have to then go from the depths of where they are, which would be considered a safe habitat for them, up to the surface where we've done God knows what to the ocean?
Because we keep fucking shit up.
Yeah,
So they're going to come fuck us up.
See, I'm not into that marine biology lifestyle kind of thing. So,
It's not a bit you. It's not my
not me
lifestyle.
Well, you lost me there.
you know, like obviously I'm listening to what you guys are saying, but you lost me with the whole ocean. Yeah, it's not me.
Yeah, we've discovered I think they say 3 or 7% of the ocean, some shit like that.
Sorry, what?
Discovered 7% of the ocean, because it just goes that
It's
deep.
just so big.
Yeah, it goes that deep, and we haven't been down there to fully see what's there.
Yeah, I'm not trying to.
I wouldn't either. It's fucking dark down there.
Just leave it alone.
You see this video this other day, is woman swimming in the shark.
Swimming with a
But
shark.
the woman's in the middle of the fucking ocean, swimming with this big ass great white shark, touching its fins, and I'm thinking, look at that, you're asking to be yum.
Oh, I did see a video of someone getting yummed by a shark.
Because in my eyes, that's the shark habitat. That's his home. Why the hell are you there?
Disturbing, exactly.
Telling you, I
Yeah,
can't
but it's
do
just people for you. Like, they just don't leave shit alone. They just always want to be a part of it.
What's there to discover about a flipping shark? We know it's a shark.
And the
it's young
Titanic.
people.
Did
Just
you
leave
know
it alone.
They say that there's a lot of treasure down there left on the Titanic.
What, that necklace?
Fucking
Not
rotten.
just the necklace, but keep in mind how many rich people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
on
can't come out of the
Titanic
Titanic. You can't come out of the submarine to get it anyway.
No, but then you could send
Oh, what? Tell me, he's going. The little submarine's gonna bring out some arms.
Yeah,
you control
yeah,
the
yeah.
that shit, yeah.
exactly.
go through all the back rooms. Yeah, right.
100%. Listen,
Submarine probably wouldn't even fit through the doors.
one of these days I'm gonna send an expedition down there. Get
Yeah.
all that,
The next mask, yeah.
Just
Get all
leave
that
it
treasure
alone.
and whatnot. And
That's crazy.
Bet you find loads of bodies there as well. Bones. Do bones deteriorate in water? They stay there, don't they?
I couldn't answer
it's
that.
the because
Jordan will probably know the answer. So
no. It's linked back into how oil is naturally found under the surface. That's due to the comment section will correct me if I'm wrong at some point. It's due to the pressure of whatever compressing it down, and it does whatever to the bones. So how oil that we find these days are like from bones of prehistoric animals and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
So I believe it's the same thing, but not enough time would have passed. I would imagine not enough time.
So the bones are still there.
Yeah, though I don't know what that depth of pressure could possibly do to the bones.
Okay.
We'll never find out. Jordan,
Well,
out of me and Wade, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Who do you think's got the higher body count?
Do you know what the funny thing about that is? I know his body count,
Oh, you do?
so I'm gonna easily say.
I
him.
didn't know you knew his body count.
that's a lie. He doesn't know my body count.
Oh.
You don't think I remember you
I
telling
don't
me?
have a body count.
You telling me about the belt?
But you lost track after that.
Huh?
The belt? Why is there a belt involved?
Wait, do you want to break this one down? or
Are you
should I?
whipping some bitches?
No, we don't do that here.
Well, you did.
Now we used to have this belt when we was in college, and it's like put a stripe on it for every girl you sleep with.
That is so gay.
Nah, because you used to wear it around or the man them
So
to
you
see.
just had a stripy belt.
You just like, it's like
Stop
tally, innit?
it.
It's like a tally.
That's a wet wipe activity.
Nah, it's not. It's not when you're in competition with your guys.
Oh gosh. So you vote him.
I know him.
Do you think I have a high body count? I'm interested in people's opinion about me. Because loads of people like think I'm some next hoe because of what I look like.
It depends on what you mean by high, because I have female friends who are.
What is a high
fucking-
body count?
They are
first place?
players, so and I respect that.
Yeah,
to
I
be
got some of
honest.
them.
If you're a player
You
about
what?
it,
Yeah, I got like Jordan said, female friends that they play niggas like how I play
What's
girls.
players like in terms of how high would you talk about body count when it comes to players?
what do you mean?
I don't know, like, because sleeping with a load of people is beyond me. I'm going to touch base on this. But, like, if you're sleeping with a man, like, every week, or do you know girls that sleep with men every day or every few days, different men?
I
Yeah.
know chicks that got men them on big or like
Yeah.
straight appointments.
It's just so beyond me because, like, I was explaining to Wade, right? I can't have intercourse with somebody who I don't have a connection with. Like, I can't go out here and fuck someone or go outside to a club and think, oh, I want to have sex with that person.
Some people just need some dick. I don't know what it is. It's
Like, I
just
think
that
that's
simple.
just beyond me. I don't know. Maybe because I've never thought like that. But when, as I got older and people started explaining this kind of stuff to me, I was like, what the fuck?
So, okay, quick question. So you've never had like a dog phase?
No, never.
Hey, I believe it's
It's good.
somewhat important for people to have a dog phase.
Yeah, no, for sure. And even Wade said, like, why don't you try it? I said, the thing is, I could never. Even if I did try and do it, I couldn't because I think it makes me feel dirty.
Well, okay, maybe it's just not within you, if that makes sense.
I don't have the capacities to be a hoe. Sorry.
Bye.
Sorry.
It could just mean that you're looking for, because a lot of people look more for the whole lust aspect of everything rather than the love aspect, and maybe you're someone who leans more towards the love aspect rather than the lust.
Yeah.
So, what's a high body count to you?
I think it scales with age. For example,
Okay, makes sense. Though, go on.
if someone is like, I don't know, like 52, and say their body count is relative to their age, I'm like, that kind of makes sense. You know, you're 52 at that point. It's like you've lived a long life. I'm kind of expecting a high number. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, you're 52 and it's above 5. No.
It makes sense. Makes sense.
What about our age? Wade not included. Sorry.
Nice.
What is high? Like for me, like would I date a girl with this specific, or would, because I have friends who have high body counts and I'm like, to me that's high. I wouldn't date them.
So what's high?
You see now, because when you say what's high now, it's like, oh, so what's counted as being a hoe type of thing. For our age, I wouldn't say you're a hoe for this, but it's 26. 26 is high. 26 is real.
Huh?
I'm not gonna say you're a hoe for
What, for a chick or a guy?
chick, but I wouldn't.
No,
Like, I
bruv,
wouldn't-
minus 20 off that.
6.
Yeah, 6 is good at that age for a high body count. Nah, I ain't trying to fuck with no female. Seriously, at that age, that's got 20. No way, bruv.
No, that's what I say. It's high.
26. So if you was to date a girl, what's the highest number of body counts she would have to have for you to date her?
Put me on the spot. I'm not too bothered. It's one
Just
of those
give me a
things.
number.
It's one
Just
of those
give a
things.
number.
Just give a
When
number.
I
Give a number, Jordan.
when I
Just
hear-
give a
Is it
number.
4? Is it 8? Is it 2? Like
when I
just
hear
a
the number,
I-
I'll know. When I hear the number,
This
I'll
guy's
know.
never straightforward. Just say a number.
I can't
That's
say
why
a
he
number.
debates.
I can't say no, but when I hear the number, I'll know because it's
Okay.
like if I'm seeing this chick, and it depending on how much, because obviously feelings are involved. Depending on how much I feel for her, it could be up to a certain amount that I'd be okay with, and that's my point. So it's like,
Okay,
I'll
you're
know
just
when I hit
rambling
that
at this point.
I'll know when I
Wait,
hit
if
So
you
how-
was 21,
Yeah.
what's the highest body count you'd date a
She has
woman?
6.
that.
Max.
Six. Maximum.
Maximum.
So what if they said 8?
Nah.
No.
If for the
I
streets.
mean, 8 is reasonable.
Still, it's debatable. So, what's a high body count for you?
For a man?
Yeah.
Probably like 9.
Jesus.
Raw.
But I think it really depends because it's like, have you had a hoe phase or were you trying to be in a relationship? Like, I get if you're fucking around and you have a high body count and cool, but if you were like trying to get into relationships and they didn't work,
Okay, that makes sense.
then it's kind of different.
Okay. So, it doesn't matter at the end of the day then.
As long as it's not like crazy.
So, my friend was talking to me the other day, came to see me, and this conversation came up slightly, and he was like, I think I'm past triple digits.
Triple?
Yeah, so he's like, where are you? I was like, I'm close, but not that far. But yeah, he's past triple. And he was like, nah, I might. And then he went through the but I did this. I was like, oh, yeah.
Triple? Bro, I'm not even on double. The fuck?
Yeah, he's over 100.
Triple?
But I don't mind like a female, even like when they get up to in late 20s and that, even around the 15, 20. Because like you might have a whole stage, you might go through uni, especially when you're just fucking people. That's one of them. But when females, like some people body count and they're like in their 30s, it's like fucking 150, 200. And they're females.
Triple.
Like that kind of shit, nah, I can't do that.
I'm just wondering, if you fuck around with loads of people, does that mean you're loose? So we was having a conversation about this, right? Sometimes you can naturally be loose without having to fuck with multiple partners, but some people could fuck around with hundreds and still be really tight.
It's true.
Is that a question or is it a statement?
But what's your opinion on it?
What's my opinion on that?
Or have you experienced anything around that?
Have you had
I don't-
a sloppy Joe burger before?
I don't.
Jesus Christ.
I don't tend to go around asking
This chest bit
chicks
dodgy.
what their body count.
No, but it's not asking. It's like when you've been inside, is it sloppy or is it good and tight and compressed? That's what I'm saying. Like, how many sloppies have you had, or if you had any at all?
I wouldn't know off the top of my head. I'll be honest.
What you
He
mean?
never answers straightly, man. Yes or no?
What do you mean yes or no? Listen, no. You've asked
Like,
a
have
question.
you
I
had
have.
loose perm?
Have you had a bucket
yes.
punani?
Yes.
Okay.
Your question was like, can I? What's up with the difference in comparison to body count? I'm like, I wouldn't know.
So with your loose perm,
Okay. no.
not with yours, but the loose perm that you experienced,
Yeah.
did she have a high body count?
I didn't ask. That's the point I'm trying to make.
But that didn't give you what? But didn't that make you want to ask that? Because if I come across a bucket thing, it makes me want to ask.
No, there's
Why are you so loose?
There's just
No, I've asked someone and they say I'm just naturally loose, and I'm like, I went back to my sister and then she was telling me it could be possible, but I was like, I'm
So
buying
this
it.
is what I also wonder, if women from certain countries have different
100%
tightnesses.
100%.
I just think if you boil it down at the end of the day, whether or not you know that it's loose and whether or not you know the body count, it's like regardless of if you know the body count, your mind is already made up. So if she was to tell you, nah, you're the third person I've ever slept with, you'd be like, nah, I just don't believe you. So whether or not you got the answer doesn't change the outcome.
But careful I say this. But from experiences, yeah, a woman never tells her body count correctly ever.
So then why
Neither do men.
Yes, they do. The thing is, they just can't remember it. That's true.
Oh.
90% of men can't remember the people they sleep with.
Yeah.
I've had someone lie to me to make him seem like he's more.
Experienced.
He's an idiot.
It just was really muggy. From quite honest.
No, hold on. What were you saying? I got lost.
What's your statement? White girls have loose sperm?
What?
Did you say why or why?
No.
White.
No, I said most girls don't disclose the actual
Body count.
body count.
Because I remember when we were talking about this conversation, like I said, when it comes to different countries.
Now she asked me if I've been with one white girl, and it wasn't the greatest.
Apparently,
you were the
could I
wrong
say
one.
this? Apparently, that it was the worst.
Yeah, it was worse.
Oof.
Nah, it was burgered out.
But then your friend also said that white perm is also their favourite. So it's
yeah,
like,
yeah. So I got friends that they love that. It's like that's the way. Maybe it's the one I had.
That's what I'm saying. Is it's
maybe it's the one I had. I had a shit one. Give me a good one.
Maybe it's the one I had, did it? But yeah, it's just I didn't dabble after that.
well, it's your source material, isn't it?
Unfortunately, it was.
There we go.
So what's your body count, Jordan?
I'd rather not disclose.
Is it high or low?
Tie.
Oh, it's high. I wouldn't expect you to have a high body count. I'm not going to lie to you.
Why?
Was
Why
that?
not?
I don't know. You just seemed really naked.
What?
No offense.
One shot, one kill. One kill.
I didn't mean that in an offensive way.
No.
On the side track.
But
Okay,
like,
hold on. Let me explain something. In my younger years, I did not look like this, and I did not act like this. After a certain point, I became very, very domesticated. So me, currently now, was not me in the past.
Yeah, it was. I'll show you a picture.
I was a wild motherfucker.
really? Would never expected that.
Nah,
It's always the silent ones.
I was very.
Excuse me?
It's always the silent ones.
It is always the silent ones.
That was
Fucking wild.
I was a very troublesome child, and as I say, self-domestication, and now I'm better. So
Better.
yeah.
Do you guys believe that the quiet girls are freaky?
Yes.
Oh
Oh, so it's true.
Yes. Hey, biggest freaks ever.
So what-
They're great though.
Define a quiet girl.
I don't know. You can just tell by looking at them. They're not loud. They're not over the top.
Somewhat
They're
reserved.
they're reserved. They don't like to be in the spotlight. Where it's like Lady in the Streets with Freak in the Sheets.
So it's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We love those. We love those. Those.
Get that.
What is that?
The fuckers.
Not this one. Those get that.
Nice.
God, no. But yeah.
But yeah,
Oh yeah. I was,
I'm not gonna say my body. I don't know it. So
You said it's almost
can't
tripled.
rise.
Triple,
no, not me.
triple
not me,
digits.
Not me. I don't know it. Innit? I honestly, you forget people you sleep with. Like over the years, like even my friend would like remind me of certain things, and I was like, "What about this?" And I was like, "Rah." And when you start adding them up, it's like you don't want to remember because it's just like you scared of.
You're not proud of all of them.
It's just, yeah. Some of them are like you took one for the team, like you know what I'm saying. It's like
I remember the
happens.
story you told me.
so. Yeah, it's just I can't forget certain things, but yeah.
I just wonder if like unexperienced, like people with lower body counts, are they still good? As good as someone who slept with 100 people?
I think some people is honestly. If you like, you got something to say, Jordan.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to boil it down. I think it's like experience, if that makes sense. And I'm not talking just sex fully. So there's other aspects one could be experienced in. So, I wouldn't say first time you'd be shit. Well,
I hate some men, they just straight go into sex.
What are they supposed to do?
you got to get that foreplay, son.
Yeah, but sometimes that's long.
And we've established that Wade doesn't go near him with his mouth.
Because he's lazy.
It's because we're stupid. Yeah, we've established that on the previous episode. I don't do that shit. But no, it's not. Look, each their own, innit? Like that's their thing. It's just not my thing,
I mean, most girls don't do head, so
which is shameful.
Fully support that. I support that.
Shameful. It should.
but you don't
Yeah,
think it should
dicks
be
are
the other way around.
disgusting, bro. Ugh.
I'm a hypocrite. I don't care, bro.
Seriously.
Yeah, I don't care.
That is real.
So okay, now hold on. So you think it's just a fully no?
Who?
Yeah.
Giving head?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to bait myself out here. What the fuck?
I mean, you could be a hypocrite about a situation. You could do, but not before. Makes sense.
I'm just going to leave it. Dicks are disgusting.
Okay.
Yeah.
As an owner of one, I feel offended. Yeah.
I don't know how she comes to that conclusion, but as she says,
I think genital parts are just gross.
don't get me wrong, some pussy's ugly.
You're not wrong.
It is ugly. Some of them are fucking
Ham sandwich.
bro. You know what it reminds me of? I used to watch this growing up, this Justice League cartoon. And these aliens came from space. And they had one eye that opened and it was fucking ugly with tentacles.
I actually wonder what like really ugly pim looks like.
It's horrible.
I might have a look.
That's what
No.
Google's for. Not now. Not now.
We're not showing that on the screen. We're not showing that on the screen.
Let me have a look.
Oh,
Pornhub.
shit.
Ugly pussy search.
Probably show you cats.
Oh.
Type of muff.
What is that?
See what I'm saying?
I'm good. Hey, yo, watch your camera. Watch your camera. Watch your camera.
Yeah, you
Ooh, like this.
Huh? You see what I'm saying? Brother, that's got like...
Is that like how some can look?
Yeah.
Too much use.
That looks like it's like coming out of the inside though.
See what I'm saying?
Like-
Hence why I don't do the whole bowcat thing.
Ooh, that's not normal. That's like a dick and a vagina, 2 in 1.
But yeah. That's
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun over there.
I'm
keep
genuinely
scrolling,
a
innit?
little-
Like, scrolling.
She's captivated.
No, I'm genuinely curious because I haven't seen anything like that before. That thing's got a ball sack. The fuck?
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Me blood clot.
That's like a.
Zoom it. You're getting too much in here.
No, I'm just genuinely curious.
Well, now you've seen ugly pussies.
Yeah, because I don't look at pussy, so I wouldn't know. Not sleep with women.
Would you?
You know what? I've actually been curious about this. I think I would probably try. I've like made out with a woman before.
Got a question for you then.
What?
You're threesome.
Threesome? See, I don't know.
What? If she's considered a woman, if you got a man and you ask for a threesome, what's
I
the
don't
problem?
know. Like I said, I don't think I could physically do it because of, like I said, I just don't go around like fucking someone.
But what
anyone.
if that person is your boyfriend?
Significant other.
Yeah, but what about the woman?
What
Best
about
friend?
her?
That's your friend.
Your friend.
That makes it even more awkward to me.
Yeah, that's a bit. Or it could be a stranger off the street.
I think that's more of like a kink though than it is. I don't know. I think I just want to have intercourse with another woman, get the man out of the way.
Nice.
Yeah, because then you get to experience the full one-on-one women.
Makes
Because
sense.
women know each other's body, so it's like, who knows what could happen?
I don't know. That's a bit bizarre to me. I can't.
What do you mean bizarre?
The whole woman and
Woman to woman.
yeah. the
Why is
whole-
that bizarre? Because a woman knows
She
how
ain't
it
got
is.
dick.
Yeah, but they do other things.
She could eat a mean pussy.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, of course they
well,
know,
better
yeah.
than you.
They know, so but I don't know, I just find to me that's boring. Woman and woman. Like a woman and a man. Yeah. Put me in the middle all day. But a woman and woman is just like okay.
But you're not a woman, you're not.
Just the woman.
You just dissed off lesbian relationships,
I'm
right?
not dissing it, it's just I find it
Yeah, but sometimes they have like toys too.
Yeah, but then that kind of just. You see, now I'm gonna get on.
Get him.
Diminishes the point of a man, isn't it?
Well, there we go. Yeah, it makes no point. It makes no sense excluding a man than bringing in the
Yeah, but they might have like a 2-ended dildo.
Then you grab yourself to your man. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
But maybe they just don't like men. Like I said, men's genitals are kind of ugly.
But you'd prefer a plastic one.
Yeah.
That doesn't make
That
sense.
makes no sense to me.
I don't know. Dildo's a dildo.
Yeah, but it's like if men then walk around saying they prefer pocket pussies, I'd be like, you're just
Fairs.
no fairs. You're just
Pussy in a can, bro.
strange. Yeah, strange you if you prefer it over the real thing.
Yeah, that's mad.
That's what I'm saying.
Can't do it. That's like, yeah.
But if they can't get permanent.
I mean, you can always get boom boom.
No, but some men are really shy.
Yeah, you can pay for it.
If you're this is a good life lesson right here. If you cut off the porn and you get yourself hungry enough,
You
go seek
you
out.
go get some
You
pussy.
go
Trust
seek
me.
out. 100%.
Anyway, this convo really escalated, didn't
Yeah, I
it?
know. Anyway, yeah, we
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of All Bloody Sorts.
yeah. It's crazy how we mix those two topics together. I don't understand. But
Submarine and sex.
mothers and parenting and sex. Yeah. I don't know how the parenting and the mother and father and the sex topic go together, but hey, it went. Anyway, Jordan, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. And yeah,
Make
this
sure to
would be
follow us
it.
on all platforms.
Yeah, and make sure you run it up on YouTube and make sure you leave in the comments. And some people have been leaving some good comments,
I know, really good.
taking shots at me as well.
Put the love heart
Yeah.
if you made it to the end of the video.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, run it up. Thanks for the support. Appreciate it. See you in the next one.
Bye.